Hello there, fellow golfers. Welcome to another edition of Simplifying Your Golf Game. I'm Jimmy Flippin, PGA Director of Instruction here at the Waterfront Country Club in Smith Mountain Lake. It's a gorgeous day today, and I was trying to get a few holes in, and you kind of caught me in the midst of that. But what I want to talk about a little bit today is course management. You know, course management sometimes doesn't really get the glitz and glamour that a drill about a shot would get, but I find it's equally important to really work on course management. Back when I was being recruited and ended up playing for the University of Virginia, my coach wanted to really help me with my game. And course management, he said, was one of the areas he felt like he could help me the most. In fact, he specifically referred to it as high percentage shots. Now, I got to tell you, when I heard high percentage shots, I thought to myself, okay, well, this is kind of a glorified way of saying lay up. So I have to admit that my attitude towards this kind of approach was not the best. But over time, as our relationship as player and coach developed and progressed, I quickly found out that the high percentage shot is not always a layup shot. There are times when it actually is a more aggressive play of going for a green in two, or taking a more aggressive line on a dog leg. So understanding course management is a lot like understanding your game. I like to think of that as the RESPECT of your game, because in order to have course management that's very sound, you really have to know your game. You have to know what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. It's not enough to just simply go, okay, I'm going to hit this shot without considering what the consequences of that shot are, especially if you don't play that shot very well. Now, here on this particular hole, this is the 12th hole at the Waterfront. It's a par 5, and it's only 495 yards, but don't let that length fool you. This hole has a lot of traps, if you will, that can catch you if you're not careful. This time of year, most tee shots end up around this bunker, so you've got plenty of room to the right of the bunker, but with the fact that the fairway slopes from right towards the left, balls can actually go into the bunker. They can actually go up into the woods, into the penalty area. So you really have to be careful as to where you place your ball off the tee. From here, now you really got to be careful, because the way the hole, I'm showing you kind of a straight line to the green from where my ball ended up, but the fairway actually meanders to the right a little bit, to where you actually have this hill that you can see further down the way. And depending on where the flag is and where you are, you could have a blind third shot. And that's dangerous, because there's nothing behind this green except the woods. So realistically, you have to make sure that whatever shot you choose to play towards the green, it still affords you the best chance to make birdie or at least escape with a par. Now, what I am proposing to do is, I've got my hybrid in my hand. I've got about 250 yards to the flag, but I've only got about 235 or so to the front edge. So what I actually want to do, I actually want to kind of take the ball at the hillside on the right, because over that hill, the hill tends to run towards the green, both from right to left and then kind of forward. So I may get lucky, and I may be able to actually get this ball to trundle onto the green. But even if it doesn't, I should end up somewhere around the front of the green. Even if I go a little left of the green, I'm still okay. I can still give myself a very good chance of a chip on, walk away with my birdie, possibly even, at worst, walk away with my par. So let's hit this shot real quick. Let's see what's going on. All right, I've hit the ball. I actually turned it a little bit more than I wanted to. And as a result, I ended up about 5 to 7 yards in front of the green. So now I've got myself a pretty nice, easy chip that I can walk away with a birdie. So when it comes to course management, we want to understand that that's kind of having a lot of respect for our game, because golf is a race of sorts, where your units of time are not the minutes and seconds like we normally think of in a race. Your units of time are actually the number of times you make contact with the ball. So we want to make sure we're taking the fewest strokes possible. But then we have to play kind of a level of chess, if you will, because by knowing our game, we can know where we want to plot ourselves around the hole to get ourselves in the hole as quickly as possible. I'm going to be doing a series of course management videos here in the future. So stay tuned. And in the meantime, happy swinging.